Welcome everyone to this week's video. Today we are on Fish Friday number 237 and we have a good one for you today. As you can see, I am in a hotel room once again, but as I said, I had a plan to give us better videos and that has happened. I have purchased a personal laptop to hopefully give you some better quality videos than my phone could possibly give you. Let's get right into it. I really hope you enjoy today's fish. Today's fish that we're going to be talking about is is bam, the Somalian cavefish. Now, the Somalian cavefish, or scientific name Gara andrewsii, again, that's Angara andrewsii. It is part of the family Cyprinidae. I now realize my cam is not working. Let me see if I can get that fixed. There we go. So the family Cyprinidae is the family of true minnows, and we've talked about cyprinids in the past, but this one's a little special. Now, as you can see in the picture, it's pretty nondescript, but when you look at some other pictures at some of the other not populations, but other pictures they have pictures like this, which certain things should really stick out to you. Now, the Somalian cavefish, it's found in, surprise, surprise, cave systems in Somalia. I'm not entirely sure which cave systems. I don't think there are that many, but there are a few, and it is a very small area. It is an endemic fish, which we've talked about endemics in the past, and the endemic fish are usually fish that are found in an extremely small area, or at least that's what the people believe the term means. Remember, endemic just means it is native to that place and only that place. You can say something's endemic to North America, only found in all of North America. Well, this is more, when people think endemic, this is more what we would think. Extremely small area, potentially very rare fish. It is listed by the IUCN as threatened, but I'm not sure about the populations. There's not a lot of information about this fish. So this is actually kind of a shorter video, but it's still a very cool fish. Now, as most cave animals are, this is a very small fish. It's only 6.2 centimeters, which is around 2.4 inches. And it has this elongated cylindrical body with, not really any colorations. The dorsal and anal fin are set relatively far back. The dorsal is a little more mid-body, but the anal fin is set very far back, and it has those kind of squared off caudal fin. Sorry, work this week has been very exhausting. But the fins are very clear. As you can see, it's kind of got this whitish color, a little bit grayish if it doesn't have any light penetrating. Kind of a large mouth. It does have some barbels, as you can see around the mouth. I can't point my mouse to it yet. I'm still getting everything set up, so don't, I'm doing my best for what I have right now. I got this laptop this week. It is scaleless, as not too uncommon in cavefish, and it's got these blood spots where the eyes are supposed to be. It's, very obviously, you can see it doesn't have any eyeballs. It's completely blind. And it's kind of interesting because right now, this fish is considered to have evolved in cave environments for close to 2 million years, which is a very long time. I mean, everyone knows 2 million years is a long time, but it's kind of long for a species that's known about to have evolved that long in cave systems. So it's really, really bizarre, and it's lived for so long without light, which is why its most interesting factoid, and the interesting fact we're going to have a video on, and sorry it's shorter, is its circadian rhythm. Now, for those of you who don't know, circadian rhythm is the rhythm that all animals exhibit that sort of dictate the day and night cycle. So, most animals have a circadian rhythm of 24 hours based on the sun. So they get light for 12 hours a day and they don't for 12 hours a day. That's a gross oversimplification, but um, it makes sense, circadian rhythm. And this animal has lost its eyes. Again, not that uncommon for cavefish. And as you might be aware, most of your cells that react to sunlight are actually found in your eyes. It's one of the main ways to sort of get your circadian rhythm. But many cavefish and cave animals still have a 24-hour circadian rhythm. Because many other cells in animals actually react with light and help with circadian rhythm. Interesting factoid about humans, some of the cells that help humans with circadian rhythm is actually behind your knees. Not entirely sure why, but that can actually play a large part in your circadian rhythm, is how much light the back of your knees get exposed. Trust me, it sounds bizarre. Go look it up. Circadian rhythms is a very weird concept. But what is interesting, and I hope you paid attention, many other cells in animals react to light and help with circadian rhythm. That is true of cavefish. Many cavefish and cave animals actually have cells that will still react to light, even if they don't have true eyes anymore. They just have like light sensing orbs. They can still do that. That's actually true of deep sea fishes as well. They may have lost their eyes, but they'll usually have some like photoreceptor cells somewhere that help them determine light from dark. This fish, being 2 million years without light, it actually has no responses to external light changes, which I cannot remember. This might be the first animal. I'd have to go back and look at the article that I found about it. But this might be the first animal discovered by scientists that actually does not have any photoreceptive cells in its bodies. And because of that, well, not because of that, they have a different circadian rhythm. This fish's natural body system, and then their natural circadian rhythm is clocked at around 47 hours long, so essentially 2 days. They're not entirely sure why. It's possibly due to food availability, which is another way to talk about circadian rhythm. Sometimes it's based around food. So, many animals, humans, they eat when light is out, and then they really don't eat when it's dark out. Again, gross oversimplification, but essentially you set a body's clock when it should be active and when it should be inactive, when it should be eating, when it should be doing things, when it should be asleep. And this fish's natural rhythm is 47 hours long, which could be because of food availability. And there's an interesting thinking behind that. Maybe the spring system that this fish is found in these caves, because most caves are actually created by springs, maybe it's not a continually flowing spring. Maybe it's think of it kind of like Old Faithful. Maybe the spring really deposits a lot of water in, a cycle, like every, 40 hours or something. And that may be why this fish has this long circadian rhythm. And so when that spring comes in, it's dumping a lot of minerals and nutrients, which is getting all the cave insects and amphipods, getting them moving around, and that's when this fish can really find its food source. That is kind of one theory, and I like that theory. But then there's a complete separate theory that this one scientist was talking about, which might be even more bizarre. We could have just caught them in the process of losing their circadian biological clocks completely, meaning that in a few more million years, they may not have any circadian rhythm at all, which is a very interesting way to think about it, and it's why this fish could be a very interesting specimen in a few million years to study. Obviously, I won't be around, but if an animal completely loses its circadian rhythm, that means that it's no longer going through active-inactive cycles, or it's doing those cycles very sporadically. And there's a lot of interesting thought processes around that. Like, you know, does the body actually need sleep? Which sleep in and of itself is a very bizarre sort of, um, I almost want to say concept. Um, there's a whole, please go in there and research, why do people need sleep? And there's a quote from a famous scientist: why do people need sleep? And there's all this talks about resetting the brain, REM cycles, and all this. We know humans get very unhealthy if they do not sleep. And in fact, you can shut their body down. But this one quote from the scientist says, as far as we know, the only definitive answer we have on why humans need sleep is because they get tired. Um, which kind of goes to show there's so many things we don't know about the biological world. And I think things like this are really, really cool. And I hope you enjoyed this interesting fact. But thank you guys so much again. I really appreciate you being here. Hope to see you again. Hopefully, this video isn't too bad. It does allow me to put music and stuff back into the video. I'm loving this. I like to see where we can go from here. But please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you do. I'd really appreciate it. Hope to see you again. If you'd like to support the channel, please click the link down below. It is by no means expected, but very much appreciated regardless. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones.